This was the reply from Bangladesh. A bright start from Litandas, and then it was this first dismissal when Tamim Iqbal chased a wide one of Roston Chase, and then we saw the pace, the raw pace of O'Shane Thomas, and he's got through Imrul Kais, and that was certainly sending a message to Bangladesh, but they took it on the chest literally, and they went on from there.
Yeah, I thought, these are the balls which flying through the slips cordon when there were no slip in place, especially so early in the innings. I think that really hurt Windies. Yeah, they came back and picked up a few wickets. Not a really good-looking shot, but then again, with Shakib and Mushfiqur adding 57, looked good, especially Shakib al-Hasan, who came out and played that with his natural flair. Mushfiqur as dependable as anyone else. Lovely shot down the ground from Shakib al-Hasan. But yes, it was the combination of Mushfiqur Rahim and Shakib al-Hasan to ensure that they go on close to that target up before he chased that delivery. It went straight to the keeper.
And then it was finished off. Mahmudullah Ria, the experienced man, came and joined Mushfiqur Rahim, and they finished things off. Just a little bit of entertainment for the huge Sunday crowd that had come in. This was the dismissal of Shaume Sharkar, and then it was finished off by the experienced pair. Mushfiqur Rahim getting to a half-century, the only half-century of the match on either side. There was a little bit for the crowd to savour, and ironically the winning runs came off a genuine outside edge, so it just showed almost symbolically that yes, ball had dominated bat for the best part, but well, it was finally the winning runs. Well, we had a mixed bag in terms of trying to decide who the player of the match would be, but we're not going to give it away because we have to, of course, speak to both captains and then the player of the match, but that's all in the hands of Shamim Chaudhry.
Very good evening and welcome to the presentation ceremony of this UCB series, the one-day international series powered by Walton. And Bangladesh have made a good start to this one, carrying on from their good work in the Test series. Bangladesh win this match by 5 wickets. Congratulations to Bangladesh on a very emphatic win, and the Windies have got to work hard, and commiserations to them. Let's introduce you to our presentation party, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Mr. Engineer, Mr. Abu Noman Hawladar, Managing Director of BBS Cables Limited. Alongside him, Mr. Mahbubul Anam, Director and Chairman of the Grounds Committee of the Bangladesh Cricket Board. Next to him, Mr. Lokman Hussain Bhuiyan, the Director and Chairman of the Facilities Management Committee, I should say, of the Bangladesh Cricket Board. Alongside him, Mr. Sheikh Sohail, Director and Chairman of the Marketing and Commercial Committee of the BCB. And next to him, Advocate Muhammad Anwarul Islam, Director and Chairman of the Tender and Purchase Committee of the BCB. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with us. Okay, first of all, I'd like to request the captain of the Windies team, Rovman Powell, to come across and have a few words with us. Rovman. It's been a difficult game, no question about that. Winning the toss and deciding to bat first just didn't play into your hands, did it?
Yeah, it didn't play into my hands. Hopefully we can bounce back to the next game. We didn't bat as well as we want to, and I think that was our downfall.
A lot of players got starts, but they really couldn't take into bigger proportions, and you kept on losing wickets at regular intervals.
Yeah, that's true. Players that got started on such a hard wicket to bat, should carry on. And that was definitely something we will talk about in our dressing room.
Do you feel that the wicket became a little easier to bat on because a couple of players, your players right at the end, seemed to be pretty comfortable with negotiating the bowls?
Yeah, I think it get a little bit easier to bat on. At the start I thought it wouldn't last 100 over, but I think to my surprise it did.
Well, you must be pretty happy with that wicket you took. You're not a regular bowler. But these little things make a lot of difference. Do you feel that you need to get a little more support from your senior players out in the middle?
I think, to be honest, they have been very supportive. It's just for us to bat well and bowl well and feel well. The senior guys and the support staff is behind me 100%, so that isn't a problem.
No, that's not the problem. I hope you overcome the problems quickly and do better in the next game. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you very much, Rovman Powell, the captain of the Windies team, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now we've got, first of all, the award for the BBS Cables Player of the Match. award of 1,000 US dollars, a dummy check to be handed over by engineer Mr. Abu Noman Halada and Mr. Mahbubul Anam, and also BBS Cables Player of the Match, a trophy or a crest to be jointly handed over by Mr. Lukman Hussain Bhuiya and Mr. Sheikh Sohel. And for his leadership qualities, for his 3 wickets for 30 runs, it is going to Mashrafi Mortaza, the captain of the Bangladesh team. As usual, Mashrafi will accept that. If you just take over that crest. And if you could come across and have a few words with us, please. Mashrafi, 200 ODI and a very emphatic win. It must be pretty pleased with what the boys have achieved today.
Yeah, obviously, West Indies, that in that kind of format, they are very dangerous side. But I think boys has been brilliant, especially the bowling group was brilliant. They bowled really well and keep always tight to score runs and get the wicket in every partnership they're going.
Good toss to lose, because that took that decision out of the way. And also the surprise element, 3 pace bowlers in the team, you bring in 2 spinners from 2 ends.
Yeah, obviously, just try to keep the same feelings that they have in the test matches. Both sides spin, so we're just trying to have the same feelings for them. And obviously, that this wicket, it's not easy to scoring runs, especially the fast bowling. And I think the bowlers has been done really well.
Absolutely, and a few words for your batsman also. Shakib played very well at a time when they lost a couple of wickets, and Mushfiqur Rahim holding the fort for a long time.
Yeah, obviously, I think Litton also played quite a bit of nice knock, and Sakib, quick runs, and that helps a lot. But I think Mushfiq was brilliant. He was so much professional.
And 200th one international, it's a milestone when you go to play in Sylhet, a little bit the 200 international for your country, because you played for the Asian 11. So what's the overall feeling for you?
No, I don't feel much, about it. But the good things that the team is win, that really I can remember. And obviously, a long way to go for this team. A lot of challenges coming. It's still 2 matches left here. So hopefully the team will go all right.
Yeah, hoping that they go in the right direction for the preparation of the World Cup. Well done once again. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, sir.
That's Mashrafi Mortaza, ladies and gentlemen, the captain of the Bangladesh team and also the winner of the player of the match. Well, that is it from down here.
Brilliant performance, and on a landmark day for Mashrafi Mortaza, playing his 200th ODI overall. We keep reminding you it's 198 for Bangladesh, 2 for the Asian 11, but nonetheless a landmark for him, and good to pick up the player of the match, and and of course captaincy to rotate his bowlers.
Yeah, I think more important for Mashrafi is to see go 1-up in the series, in a 3-match series. It's always nice to go into the first game match and win the first match, and they did it clinically and quite comfortably. They were very professional. They looked very good with the ball. Batters, maybe perhaps Litton Das, he got the start. They would want to see, whoever gets a good start would want to see it go on to play, and there are no role where he can stay unbeaten till the very end, because there are still room for improvement for Bangladesh. The bowling department, I thought, was smashing, very good to restrict Windies for 195. But when you get a start on a difficult pitch, you would expect them to take the responsibility. Even Shakib Al Hasan, 30 of 26 deliveries, when he went on to play those shots, he was looking really good. So they need to find a combination of players when you are set. Someone like Mr. Dependable, Mushfiqur Rahim, who was unbeaten till the very end. It's still a very good victory, but had they gone on to win by losing lesser number of wickets, it would have looked even better.
Litton Das, good example of that, got 41 of 57, but he's the one who really, from his own point of view, should have finished with an unbeaten 50. Platform was laid for him. He got a life because he was out of a no ball, so he really should have grabbed this opportunity.
Yeah, that's the reason I feel that whoever at the top order gets in and gets set, you get into a double figure, then you get into move into the 20s and 30s and 40s. When you go into the 30s and 40s, then it's of mighty importance for that particular batsman to ensure that he stays unbeaten, because you're not chasing a big target. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, it was a big target. Then you would have expected him to carry on. So when you get that opportunity, you've got to grab it with both hands, and ended up scoring 70 odd unbeaten rather than 40. He looked good, but that would have been much, much better.
tale of two captains here. On the one side, you had Mashrafi Mortaza, who's a natural-born leader. And on the other side, you had a man in his first match as captain, made his debut a couple of years ago with a smashing innings, and that's the way he likes it. He doesn't like that extra burden. He was, in fact, named ICC's emerging player of the tournament in the World Cup qualifiers, so he's got tremendous potential, and I don't think the Windies would want him to lose what he has with the bat with that added burden. Of course, they didn't have an option in this case.
I understand where you're coming from, but also important for Windies and the captain, who's only playing his first match as a captain, Rahman Powell, to realize what he needs to do as a captain, trying to defend a total of 195. It's important because you've got to make yourself believe first as a captain and your teammates to believe that you can go and defend this total. And you can, for that to happen, you've got to have men in the catching position. You've got to bowl your best bowlers, and you've got to ensure they will create the chances and pick up the catches. Otherwise, it was easy in the end. So I thought he needs to be a little bit more aggressive as a captain, have the more fielder in the catching position early on, and then see how the game goes about. Because if he releases the pressure early on, then no point bringing in the slip-in fielder later.
Also, with a little help from the management and, of course, the selectors, the likes of Fabian Allen and Carlos Brathwaite on the sidelines, he'd hoped that he'd have the addition of those two gentlemen, because I think you'd expect a couple of changes for the Windies.
You would expect that, but that's up to the camp of Windies, because you would want to go and win the next one to level the series. So you've got, most likely they will have changes, but it's up to them who to bring in.
Yes, indeed. But certainly the momentum will be with the home side, as in a couple of days' time, we'll gather at this very venue for the second match in this UCB series, powered by Walton. It's going to come right here from Mirpur, 12:45 local time, 1 o'clock the match starts. The third match, of course, we move on to Sylhet. Well, with the news that Bangladesh have taken a 1-0 lead in this series after that 2-0 test match victory, and they'll certainly be hoping to clean up the series even before heading off to Sylhet. We'll see you 12:45 in a couple of days' time. Until then, from Athar Ali Khan and myself and the entire team, it's goodbye.